What causes global warming? Scientists have spent decades figuring out what is causing global warming. They've looked at the natural cycles and events that are known to influence climate. But the amount and pattern of warming that is measured can be explained by these factors alone. The only way to explain the pattern is to include the effects of greenhouse gases emitted by humans. One of the first things scientists learned is that there are several greenhouse gases responsible for warming, and humans emit them in a variety of ways. Most come from the combustion of fossil fuels in cars, factories, and electricity production. The gas responsible for the most warming is the carbon dioxide, also called the CO2. Other contributors include methane, released from landfills and agriculture, nitrous oxide from fertilizers, gases used for refrigerators and industrial processes, and the loss of forests that would otherwise store carbon dioxide. Different greenhouse gases have very different heat-trapping abilities. Some of them can even trap more heat than carbon dioxide. A molecule of methane produces more than 20 times the warming of a molecule of carbon dioxide. Nitrous oxide is 300 times more powerful than CO2. Other gases, such as chlorofluorocarbons, have heat-trapping potential thousands of times greater than CO2. But because of their concentrations are much lower than CO2, none of these gases adds as much warmth to the atmosphere as CO2 does. In order to understand the effects of all gases together, scientists tend to talk about all greenhouse gases in terms of the equivalent amount of CO2. Since 1990s, yearly emissions have gone up by about 6 billion metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent worldwide, more than a 20% increase.
Did you know that Arctic ice is rapidly disappearing? And the North may have its first completely ice-free summer by 2040.
Sea levels have risen 4 to 8 feet in the last 30 years.
We are changing the Earth day by day. In the future, it will change into how we get our places, where we live, and where we get our needs.
The rate of warming is increasing. The 20th century last 2 decades were the hottest in 400 years.
Square kilometers in the Arctic has already melted.
Experts predict that over the next 50 years, the rate will increase due to the sea temperature on the rise.
Sea levels are sensitive in water temperature.
There are 5 ways on how to prevent global warming. Number 1. Use the 3 R: reduce, reuse, and recycle. There's a barbecue stick there, guys. Yeah. Number 2. Unplug those appliances that are not being used. Number 3. Turn off the air conditioner if it is not used. Number 4. Do not use any aerosol sprays that contain CFCs, such as perfume.